I'm Josh Ellsworth with Stahls TV. Mixing and matching different heat transfer films can create some really cool looks, but it also can create some challenges in the heat application process and exactly what to set the heat press for. The first thing I want to inform you of that most materials match together very well. If you're utilizing a polyurethane base material, typically these materials can be layered on top of one another. If it's a PVC based material, typically these products do not layer well, so I would stay away from those altogether. Your heat transfer film supplier, such as Stahls, who sells products factory direct, will call out each heat transfer film and whether it can be used as a foreground or a background layer. Once you confirm that the material can be layered, let's talk a little bit about the heat press settings. So this combination that I'm going to do today combines a standard heat transfer film called Fashion Film with a material called Glitter Flake. Fashion Film application calls for 320 degrees for 15 seconds. The Glitter Flake application is 320 degrees as well for 10 to 15 seconds. Now the key is each of these has a unique adhesive. So the Glitter Flake calls for a full 10 to 15 seconds, and Fashion Film is definitely a full 15 seconds without a compromise. So it would be an error for me to apply these at 10 seconds total. I need to make sure I reach the 15 seconds that the Fashion Film requires. Now just because of the way this graphic is laid out, I'm going to heat press the Fashion Film first onto the garment for just a couple seconds to get it to temporarily stay. Remove the carrier. Then I'm going to line up my Glitter Flake material within the design. Now at this point, I could press them both together for a full 15 seconds. I'm a little bit concerned about the carrier crossing over the Fashion Film here, so I'm just going to tack this for a couple seconds as well. And of course I need to use a cover sheet because that material is exposed directly to the heater. So I'll tack that layer for a couple seconds. Remove the carrier. Now, both apply at 320 degrees. I need to make sure I reach the melting point for the Fashion Film, the full 15 seconds under the heat for one full application. Consequently, the Fashion Film only calls for a medium pressure, whereas the Glitter Flake calls for a firm pressure. So I want to make sure I meet the requirements of the Glitter Flake pressure as well. So I'm going to apply this for 15 seconds to meet the time of the Fashion Film at a firm pressure to meet the pressure requirement of the Glitter Flake. It's better to err on the side of the higher setting than on the lower setting for the material. It's typically not going to hurt a heat transfer material to be heat applied for 5 to 10 seconds more time or a little bit more pressure than it calls for. So always err on the side of the higher setting when you're combining these materials. This is going to create a cool look and a long-lasting design where it won't crack, peel, or fade for the life of the garment. Now I'm going to show you a different application, and for this application, in combining CAD Cut Premium Plus with Fashion Film Metallic 2, I need to drop my temperature setting. Premium Plus applies at anywhere between 280 and 330 degrees, so I have a nice range, but Fashion Film Metallic 2 calls out a very clear 305 degrees. So I'm going to go for the 305 degrees, and then I'm going to reference my settings for the Metallic 2, and it's calling for 10 to 15 seconds as well. Premium Plus only takes 8 seconds. So once again, I'm going to err on the higher side, and I can take the lower end of that 10 to 15 second range that Metallic 2 calls for, because it's not going to hurt Premium Plus to apply it for that setting. So we'll let this cool down while we load our garment and prepare for the next application. Load our garment, preheat. We'll let the heat press cool down for a moment, and then we'll pick back up at the application. Okay, so my heat press has reached back to the 305 degree temperature range. And this design is created in such that I can lay out the Premium Plus along with the Fashion Film Metallic 2 material all in one simple placement. Once again, the Metallic 2 calls for the higher time setting. Premium Plus would only take 8 seconds, but Metallic 2 takes 10. So I'm going to cover them together Sometimes the craft paper is easier to handle and lay out over top of a design like this. And press them both together for the full 10 seconds at the medium pressure that they both call for. Premium Plus is a warm peel. Fashion Film Metallic 2 is a cold peel. So I can pause for a few seconds and peel the Premium Plus, and then I'll remove the garment from the press to peel my Metallic 2 after it's cooled completely down. And we have a very nice completed look.